the farm feel more like home, because most of the times you enjoy certain things in the farm, whilst in the school you can't get those things. And then, so we will say that in the farm. I remember I called a colleague. I said, like, Charlie, what are we doing? You will feed it. And then the colleague said, Charlie, me young papa do me do away from. I said, wow. So you have gotten something doing, and I'm just there without not doing. The price on it, recently someone called me to come for a piece of land. By the price on it, just 3 acres, but the 3 acres is demanding for 80,000. Wow. There's a teacher here that people always say that he have Adwumapa.
Hello everyone, I'm Emmanuel and welcome to Adwumapa Stories. How many sources of income do you have? Is it 1, 2, 3? If you don't have, when do you plan to get one? And if you have, do you have plans to extend it? Well, I have a brother who is a teacher and also into farming. So without wasting much time, let's hear his story. Brother, you're welcome.
Thank you, bro.
I hope you're doing well.
By God's grace.
So thank God. So please introduce yourself. What's your name?
Oh, I'm Erastus Obosu Sam.
And what do you do?
Oh, I'm a teacher, at the same time a farmer.
Where do you teach?
Currently, I'm teaching at Adwumapa Senior High School.
Okay. Are you there permanently or?
So for the meantime, I'm doing attachment.
Okay.
So I'm doing further studies at UED.
Okay.
So I'm doing internship at Adwumapa Senior High School.
Wow.
For the meantime. So it will end, God willing, somewhere June of next year. And then from there, we are seeking to see if we can get permanent appointment over there.
Sure. So as you already said, you are a teacher. If I may ask, what do you teach?
I'm a mathematics teacher.
Okay. At what level?
Senior high school.
Senior high. So how many classes do you attend to?
I'm teaching 4 classes.
Okay. What type of farming do you do?
Oh, I'm doing mixed farming.
Okay.
I'm doing mixed farming. We have a core product that we are waiting on. At the beginning, it's mixed farming.
Okay.
Because at the beginning, we farm a little bit of plantain, cassava, and then the main product, which is palm nut tree, we have planted it in it, whilst we are harvesting the cassava and other stuff along line.
Okay.
So you know that cassava plantain is a yearly product.
Yeah.
So at the end of the year, you harvest that one, and then the plantain, the palm nut tree will be in the farm whilst growing. So maybe by 4 or 5 years time, you can't farm in it anymore.
Yeah.
The farm will now become solely for the plantain farm.
Yeah.
So that's it.
Okay. Interesting. Classroom and farm, which one feels more like home?
Classroom and farm.
Yeah.
Actually, we say that the farm feel more like home, because most of the times you enjoy certain things in the farm, whilst in the school you can't get those things. And then, so we will say that in the farm there, it's just like home.
What are some of the things you enjoy on the farm that's not in school?
You know, we can even see, my brother have even gotten a pawpaw, for instance.
Yeah.
And he's enjoying. So when you go to school, all these things you will be buying.
Yeah.
You have to purchase it before you can even get certain things like this.
Sure.
By those of us doing farming, in addition, you can get pawpaw free of charge without buying.
Okay.
You get pepper. When we went to the other side, I believe you saw pepper over there. I have okra over there. So we don't buy those things. We get it free of charge.
Yeah.
Sometimes to cry, when you are even lucky, you can even get some bush meat and other stuff, like maybe when you are lucky, you can get something from the bush, which is meat, and it will help you get that daily bread of something like fish and other stuff.
Wow. In that case, if you are asked to choose one between teaching and farming, does it mean you choose farming?
Oh, you know, the teaching, I won't choose farming directly like that.
Okay.
Because we are doing it as the farming as attachment.
Okay.
But we intentionally went to school to become a teacher. So that one is a profession. But you know, as we all do in Ghana, as a teacher, you go to school, you close somewhere by 2 thereabouts. Sometimes you have vacation, and as our previous president told us that we have to get additional work.
Yeah.
So we have to look for the additional work. So I just consider that looking for additional work and where I find myself, the community I find myself, if I mean to find a different work along life, what am I going to do? So I realized that getting a piece of land to farm certain product, and at the end of the year I'll get something out of it, then let me add this as my second source of income.
Okay.
So I can't abandon the teaching and then concentrate on
farming.
the farming like that. No, because I prefer teaching. That's why I went for training to become a teacher and other stuff. So I won't abandon the teaching here. I will add it. It's a part-time work that I'm doing. As the farming is a part-time work.
How did your teaching journey begin?
My teaching journey began somewhere 2018. 2015, I went to College of Education at Wa. So after completing the College of Education, we were posted to that 2018. It started 2018, early 2018, somewhere January 2018. We went to one of the villages in the Upper West called Apo. That's where we started the teaching. So we did teaching practice over there, and then from there we completed from college and then graduated, and God be so great. After service, that's 2019 service, we had appointment into DS, and then we start teaching actually as a permanent teacher 2020. So that's where it begins.
So when and how did farming enter into your journey?
When I completed college 2018, initially we were at home without employment, so we were unemployment at the initial stage. So being in the house like that without doing anything, we decided that let us add something. I decided to add something. So that's the time I took the decision that let me farm. Because adding something, what am I going to add? I remember I called a colleague and I said, Charlie, what are we doing? And then the colleague said, Charlie, I said, wow. So you have gotten something doing and I'm just there without not doing anything. So I decided to also involve myself in certain things like that. So I contacted one or two people, elderly people around, and they also helped me get a piece of land to start the farming. And that's how it started.
Was farming a childhood dream or something you discovered later?
It's something I discovered later. Because I remember previously when my dad even asked us to assist him or go to farm with him, we always find it difficult to do certain things, and then I don't like going to farm. But it got to a time that you have no option. So we were forced by our parents to go to farm along like. So whilst we were going to farm, we learned one or two things. But it got to a time we stopped. We stopped totally. That's not going to farm. That's where, let me say, after GHS, that's 2010 up to somewhere 2015, we were not going to farm. We were in the house like that until a time we started the college, and then after college we went back into farming. That's how.
Did people support your decision to enter into farming while teaching?
Oh, there's one or two brothers who encouraged me. Initially, I was thinking of what to farm, but a brother told me that, Charlie, why don't you farm palm nut trees? If you farm palm nut trees, it's not like cocoa. That cocoa, if you don't have time, as a teacher, you don't have time how to spray it, how to give it fed. You need much time for it to work on it, reading and other stuff. But for the palm nut trees, it's not like you don't pay much attention to it after reading and other things, doing your one or two things. You can even give a space before about 2 weeks, 3 weeks before going there. It's not everyday activity that you have to be there.
You made mention that you didn't like farming while growing up. Now that you are into it, have you grown to like it?
Oh, yes. Now I enjoy doing it. Initially, I was thinking that farming is a form of punishment.
Wow.
That's my mindset. That's
why
initial.
Exactly that? So particular thoughts.
Because initially, as I said, my dad, especially early 2000s, when we came to this town at the initial stage, we were so young. And by then I was in somewhere class 3, class 2. So my dad will wake us early in the morning somewhere 4 a.m. Send us to farm. To sometimes we are just going for, we will not go and read actually, but we were going for farm product like plantain, cassava, and other stuff. But when you are going, looking at the environment, sometimes the road itself you are passing through is very bushy.
Yeah.
So looking at that circumstance, I decided that farming, what am I doing with farming? So
especially when it rained a day before.
A day before. A day before you get to your farm, you will be fully wet.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's how it started.
Wow, that's very interesting. As a teacher and a farmer, how does a normal day look like for you?
The normal day is, currently I can say that it's better because previously, I wasn't teaching around this vicinity. I was teaching at Nkransa when I was teaching at the basic level. So if you farm like this, and then you, after planting and other stuff, you have to travel all the way to where your station, that's in Nkransa.
Yeah.
You will be there for a number of weeks, months before even coming to look at how far is your thing. So before you get here, some of the things have even spoiled.
Yeah.
Some of the things have spoiled. So by this time around, God being so great, I'm just closer here. Just right after school, as we stand here, right after school, you can rush to the farm, check 1 or 2 things. When things are not in well placed, you can place it well and then come back. So now it's better. I do get a little time for my farm activity, whilst I also get much time for my teaching. So if I go to school, sometimes it's not all the days. At the SHH, we teach based on a timetable.
Yeah.
So sometimes, especially Thursdays, I don't go to school at all because I don't have class on Thursday. Yeah. But the other days when I have class, I have 4 periods in the day, sometimes 5 periods. I have to go to school as early as 6:30. But sometimes you get to school at 6:30. Before on Wednesdays, before 2 o'clock, you close before even 2. So 1:15, you are done teaching. Yeah. You can go back to your farm, just walk and then go and check 1 or 2 things. You can even get farm products, plantain, cassava, and other stuff to even enjoy yourself.
That's interesting. How do you manage your time between school and farm, preparing lessons, also planning for your farming activities? How do you manage your time?
How I manage my time is right after school. I have planned that right after school, not all days, but some days like Monday, Tuesdays, Wednesday. Mostly I always close at 4, so I don't have time. But all the days I have time to go to farm. I have to go to farm and then return. If I go to farm by 2, I have to return by 6 p.m. 6 p.m. From 6 p.m. after shower, I have to now sit down, revise my notes, prepare my lesson plan, and then for the next day activity. So that time you have about 6 to somewhere 10 p.m. for preparing for the next day topic and other stuff that you will be teaching. Your TLM, you can gather all these TLMs before the next day. Sometimes the day that, as human, not all the days that you can do all these activities on your timetable. But a day that maybe something happens and you couldn't even finish those things, what you have to do is that, what I always do is that I wake up early as 4, sit down, prepare the topic, prepare myself before going to class. So on weekends, like Saturdays, is fully for my farm.
Farming versus teaching, which one demands energy the most?
Farming, baby. For me, I would say farming.
Why?
Because for me, depending on where each and everyone is coming from, where I am coming from, and then the kind of work I have done in my previous years or previous times, when I was young, growing up, I was into certain activities that was much energy, requires much energy. So seeing teaching, I see teaching that as nothing, because I go and stand there. What it requires is just explain for someone to understand. So it doesn't require much energy. But some people also see teaching as something that requires a lot of energy. But I see farming as something that requires much energy than teaching. So
based that's on your upbringing.
Yes, based on my upbringing.
That's interesting. Have you ever felt like quitting one for the other, teaching and farming?
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
You enjoy
Not
doing
yet.
both.
I enjoy doing both.
That's good. Very good. Is farming like a side hustle for you or a future business plan?
Yes, farming. I see farming as a future business plan.
Okay.
As I speak, I have a piece of land just in the house, a plot of land
Okay.
purchased purposely for poultry farming.
Okay.
And even though I haven't started the poultry farming, but I have made my mind that by the close of next year, I have purchased sand, gravels,
Okay.
and roofing sheet and other stuff, preparing to build a fence, a place for the poultry farm.
Okay.
So these are all the things I'm gathering. So looking at this initiative I have in mind, meaning that by 2-3 years time, I'll be having a poultry farm along line. So if I farm something like maize,
Yeah.
I'll be using the maize to feed my chickens.
Yeah.
That's the mindset I have. So for farming, I have it in mind that even getting the land to farm on is what is bothering us these days. It's bothering for instance, is bothering me.
Why exactly?
Because currently, I'm not from here.
Okay.
I'm not a native of this community.
Yeah.
So I came to stay here.
Okay.
So to get a piece of land, you have to get it from the natives.
Yeah.
Getting the land from the natives. This land, for instance, I rented this land for 20,000.
Okay.
For the 20,000 is 5 acres. The 5 acres, I'm planting my cassava, planting, or anything that I'm planting, but I'm doing the farming in this piece of land for 20 years.
Yeah.
After 20 years, the land owner is coming for it.
Okay.
So getting a land and then the price on it, recently someone called me to come for a piece of land. By the price on it, just 3 acres, but the 3 acres is demanding for 80,000.
Wow.
80,000.
That's a lot of money.
A lot of money.
Yeah.
So the one of the problems we are facing is that financial aspect.
Yeah.
We are facing financial constraint because sometimes the amount of money that the person is demanded, and sometimes too, there's competition on the land, and a number of people are
interested in
a piece of land to farm on it. So when you delay, someone will go for it.
Okay.
So these are the problem we are facing in getting the land. Sometimes you get a piece of land, and then in case the one who gave it to you, in case he pass on, you see that this area because they are dependent on maternal lineage. The next person who is to succeed the person will now come and tell you that, Charlie, that this and this and this, my uncle gave it to you on this condition, but for me, I don't abide with that rules and regulation and other stuff. Sometimes
new law.
Wow. Meanwhile, sometimes you have documents backing it, but when you want to stress the thing, if you stress it too much, they will turn themselves. And as I said, I'm a teacher. I'll go to school, and then my farm product, they will now bypass me and go and harvest some of the product. When you want to do it, like send them to court or process it to any police station and other stuff, it will turn to another story altogether. So sometimes these are the difficulties we face in getting the land.
Wow. So as everybody can see, now we are in cassava plantation.
Yes.
How many farms do you have?
For now, I have this farm is 5 acres.
Okay.
This piece of land is 5 acres.
Cassava alone?
Cassava alone.
Okay.
And then over there, I have 2 acres of palm nut trees.
Okay.
It's ready for harvesting. Not more than 2-3 weeks. Every 3 weeks, I do come and harvest.
Wow.
And for last year, that's early this year. Let me say yes, this year. Early this year, I collected. It's not also far from here.
Okay.
I collected 2 acres from someone to farm, and then I have even paid for. I told you that we do rent, so I paid for that piece of land. So I'm waiting. Maybe early next month, I will give money to laborers to weed on to work on that land.
How has farming impacted your finances compared to teaching alone?
For farming, it has impacted me in my finances a lot because sometimes, although getting land, farming, before the crops get matured, it requires a lot of money.
Yeah.
But currently, just look at, they said, I don't know whether you know demarcations of land in farming. We have acre and we have pole. Currently, the pole is 4,000 of cassava. A pole of cassava is 4,000. And even though it's a yearly base, last year I was able to plant 2 acres of cassava. 2 acres is 4 poles.
Okay.
So the 4 poles, meaning the 4 poles is 16,000.
Yeah.
The cassava I planted last year is 16,000.
Wow.
It's yearly base. Even though it's yearly base, but it's helpful.
Sure.
We get a lot of money out of that one. If you have the strength, and then if you get a lot of laborers, and you can, assuming all the 5 acres, I was able to plant all the 5 acres all together last year, I would have even almost getting to 40,000 plus.
Yeah.
So you get a lot of money. For if you compare the palm nut tree, the one that I'm having currently, for that one, every 2 weeks, if you don't get, I have just 2 acres, but at least if you don't get, averaging, you can get 1,000 out of it every 2 weeks.
Okay.
As compared to the teaching, even though it's quite okay, but it's not as to the
compared to the farming. Okay.
Sometimes, if the condition is, if only the plant are matured for harvesting, like the palm nut tree, it's more than 7 years, so I'm harvesting every 2 weeks. I have to harvest, so every 2 weeks I do get. That's what I said, not at least 1,000. So just compare that one, every 2 weeks 1,000. A season like the Harmattan season, you do harvest it not up to 2 weeks. You can harvest it, and maybe the next week you can see that a number of palm nut is ripe for harvesting, that you have to go and harvest. So during that season, you can even get much more than the teaching.
Okay.
But the only thing is, it's seasonal work.
Yes.
It's seasonal work.
Yeah.
Like the cassava, it's yearly activity.
Sure.
So if you plant it this time, you are going to harvest it next year this time.
Yeah.
So what will you be depending on up to that time?
For that period.
But when the period is over and you are harvesting, there's a lot of money in it.
Okay. Wow. That's a lot of insights over there.
Yeah. So there's a lot in it.
Were there any mistakes you made while starting farming?
Mistakes. You know, the mistakes I made was, the first mistake I made was, some of the close brothers who are just around me advised me to get into farming, but initially I was like, in farming, just waste your time. We wouldn't be ashamed and call for and other stuff. But Charlie, they will steal, but yet you get your part.
They can steal everything.
They can steal everything.
Yeah.
So the initial aspect, if I would have even given myself, because as at the time they were talking about, won't you farm? You get a piece of land and farm not. It will help you if you get a piece of land and do this. By that time, if I was able to engage myself well, by now I know I would have been somewhere different from where I am right now. So it's a big mistake that I made, all right. But I think with time we can correct it. That mistake, I think we can correct it. It's a matter of getting some of the land in addition. If you get the land, and by God grace, being a teacher, the advantage of being a teacher and at the same time farming is we have other financial support that we can go and seek for. As a teacher, we have various unions that we belong to. If you can't even go to the banks for loan, you can even go to your union. We have something like NAT Fund. If you go to NAT Fund and you seek for loan, they will give it to you depending on your affordability, and if you don't have any problem, they can grant you any note that you want to invest in it. And when you invest in it, you will get it back. But ever heard of it? Heard of it from
friends. Have you ever learned something
that I haven't
through
heard
farming that you never heard of in school?
Not yet. But what I can say is that farming, I told you that I'm teaching mathematics. So I do see some of the things that we do learn in classroom practically. Practically. Quite recently, we were doing something we call peg. We peg the palm nut trees, the young one, the seedling. So we're pegging the seedling. So I brought my niece here, and then we were doing it. And most of the times we have it's 2 rope,
Okay.
but we are 3 in number that is doing it. By the end of forming or pegging it, you have to get isosceles triangle.
Okay.
All the angles you have to get 60 degrees.
Wow.
All the sizes have to be equal.
Okay.
So if you are looking at this palm nut trees, for instance, before we can get this one, we have to, it's a rope, it's 28 feet.
Okay.
There's one behind you. So the one have to stand there and one have to stand here.
Okay.
And then the next person have to stand here.
Okay.
For us to measure in order. So by the end of it, you will get a line. So if you stand here, you will see that it's a line from here to the other side.
Okay.
And then a line from here. The next one is the one standing here. But if you stand here too, you can see that it's a line here. So it always helped me to see that if I'm even teaching, especially the boys, if I'm teaching those from the rural areas like our areas like this, vicinities like this, I'm able to use that one to explain to the students for their understanding. So there are a lot of things that you do see it practically, as compared to sometimes you go to the cities, even though there are other material, teaching and learning materials in the cities that you can get it fast, but in our areas like this, I think these are the best TLMs we can use for the students.
Okay. So how do your students react when they get to know that you are into farming?
Oh, for now, the school is not in the same community where I'm farming. So the students, it will be difficult unless I open up and tell them that I'm into farming.
Because you made mention right now that you use some of your farming experience to help them.
Certain things, sometimes the student these days, I don't know, they don't think wider as previous how we do things.
Wow.
So you tell them that when you are pegging, when you are doing this, but most of the time they don't realize that you are into farming. Certain things we do tell them, but they are not into those things. Because I was teaching variation just about a couple of days ago, and then during the period of teaching, we were telling them certain things, like someone purchasing like wachi 10 cedis. The money 10 cedis you are using to purchase the wachi, you get out of the 10 cedis, you are going to get shito, and then stew, rice, beans. So we are telling them that the 10 cedis varies to that 4 items that you are getting it. So, but some of them, how they were saying it, wache is the same. If you say wache and then the rice, they are the same as the beef. But meanwhile, we wanted to show them the varieties of food stuff that they are going to even get from that thing. And then the number of questions and how they are talking, we realize that they don't think as much as how we think.
Have you ever challenged any student or a colleague to start farming?
Yes, for that one day, I have a number of friends who they find themselves around Otiv region. And over there, the type of farming that is there is yam farming. Even though it's not bad, but as compared to the yam is just like cassava. For me, I'm farming the cassava although, but my main core plant that I'm concentrate on is the palm nut tree. So the palm nut tree, when it's matured by 5-6 years, you harvest it continuously for about maybe 10 years after mature. When it grows up to somewhere 5-6 years, you harvest it. You can harvest it 16 years. You can still be harvesting it. So I have encouraged some of them to get involved in that. So I told one of my friends that, Charlie, where you are now, farming the yam alone, at the end of the distance, sometimes some get rot and other stuff. So if you get to this area, the cassava, some will get rot, even though this cassava, some got rot and the other stuff because of time, and then some of the areas is marshy area, so sometimes because it's marshy area, you have to approve it on time. So if you are doing certain things like this, you have to get time for it. But once you are not able to approve it, it doesn't mean that you run at loss, because if I run at loss in the cassava, I still have my palm nut tree. So, and then We are teachers, and
Okay.
then teachers, we do always communicate.
Yeah.
We talk to each other. Some of the teachers are just depending on solely their salary, and
Yeah.
if you depend on solely your salary, sometimes if you are a married man like I am, all your products, like everything, you are purchasing everything.
Yeah.
You purchase cassava, you purchase plantain, you
Yeah.
purchase everything. And how
Coupled
much
with
is
the
your
bills
salary?
at home.
Yes. So how much is your salary?
Yeah.
So this one will help you subsidize for certain things.
Okay.
And then when it helps you in that aspect, farm products, you won't be buying those things. And then it will help you get one or two things. Because very soon, even by paying school fees for our kids, it's not easy.
Yeah.
You pay 1,500, 2,000, 3,000. And how much is the salary? So if you depend only on this, it will not help.
Yeah.
So I told some of my friends, if they feel they are not getting any proper business in addition, I think farming is the best for them. So I have encouraged a number of them to involve themselves in farming.
Very good.
Because these days farming too is not bad.
Okay. What role do you think teachers can play in changing how young people see agriculture?
Initially we were having the mindset that farming or agriculture is all about you reading all the time.
Okay.
But for these days, that narrative or that story is not so.
Okay.
That story is not so. Farming, sometimes if you having the money, we have a number of dignities in this country that they are into farming.
Yeah.
There's a man who was at, I don't know whether he's still alive. He's called Odro, Honorable Odro at Nkransamno.
Okay.
That man, for instance, he was a minister in this country.
Okay.
He was once Minister of Defense also. That man, for instance, when he have a large mango farm, but that man have never hold cutlass.
Okay.
In recent times, I'm not talking about since his childhood.
Yeah.
I'm talking about when he grown up, became a minister.
Yeah.
He was a soldier before coming into farming. So
Wow.
I don't think in recent time, even if he handles a cutlass, I don't think he's going to weed a piece of land as we do previously with our strength and
maybe he was
energy.
holding it for his own safety.
Yes, for safety. Going to farm, maybe you cross a snake or something like that. So that's why he's holding it by not weeding it himself.
Okay.
So these days there are certain materials if you have money to purchase a tractor, or if you get to communities where tractors are available, you can rent.
Yeah.
And then these days if you plant something like maize, millet, rice, there are machines, beans, there are machines that are doing the harvesting for them.
Yeah.
Even for sowing those plant ground, you have machines that will help you. Okay. So these days farming is not all about using your strength.
Yeah.
It's not all about using your strength. So some of the children may have that mindset that farming is difficult.
Yeah.
It requires a lot of energy, and I don't have energy, as I said.
Yeah.
But Charlie, if they want to involve themselves, it's a matter of organizing themselves well.
Okay.
Because I, for instance, initially getting into it, I have to go for a loan.
Okay.
Go for loan. Then my first product is the old palm nut rings.
Was it a bank loan or for someone you know?
As I said, I'm a teacher. I went for nut loan.
Okay.
So I went for 12,000.
Wow.
I used it. By now, every month, even though they have done deducting that money, but I have the product in hand. So some people don't go for the loan and use it on other stuff.
Yeah.
Invest it in something that will be beneficial to you later. A lot of teachers are into certain business, one or two business. They always go for loan for those business. But if you go for loan and then you are using it on yourself, buying clothing and food and other stuff, at most about a year, 2 years, the money will finish. And you have to go for that loan again.
Yeah.
But if you invest it in certain things like this, maybe a year, 2 years, 2, 3 years, you get the money. Even if you don't get the money all at once, but gradually you get your money.
Do you believe farming should be part of education, like every school having a farm?
Oh, for me, I believe that narrative.
Okay.
I believe that idea.
How do you think it will help?
But it depends on how I'm coming.
Okay.
I believe, but it depends on how we are going to do it.
Yeah.
Because previously something like that was there when we were young into this government schools.
Yeah.
Each school was having farming, but if the school is having farm, it shouldn't be that the students should abandon the learning activities and always be in the farm.
Yeah.
In every school, there will be a student or a couple of students who will misbehave.
Yeah.
And these days, we don't care.
Sure.
Those students are just roaming here and there. We don't have any punishment for them.
Yeah.
So, if there's that idea that we are bringing that idea back, then there should be a backing support that, oh, if a student misbehaves, then give him a portion of the school farm to weed.
Will that not make the younger generation think that farming is punishment?
Oh, they would think that it's punishment.
Okay.
But at the same time too, I don't support the idea of abandoning the learning activities and also going into the farming, that all the students are going in there to farm, to read, to do this. No, I don't also support, but we should find a proper way of handling that aspect. So that the student can cope with the learning activities, because as I said, I'm into teaching at the same time farming, but not all human will be in teaching and at the same time farming. Someone will be in teaching and in another different work at the same time. So,
is there or have there been a time that you have faced mockery as a teacher who is also into farming?
Mockery, initially it was something that people used to do, but currently not personal myself.
Okay.
There's a teacher here that people always say that he have Adwumapa Stories. That Adwumapa Stories, but that he have been due to the farming. But I don't think it's something coincidence that happened to. It's not like, I know others. There's another man who have also been into farming, and he have been in the farming using his money for laborers to do it for him. You can't do all, even these 5 acres. If one person want to weed the 5 acres, if you ask how many days would that 5 person weed this land,
it will take a lot of
days
and energy.
So a number of days and energy. So by the time you even finish weeding to the end, you're back. You have to go back and start again. So meaning you can't do any other things. So you have to invite other hands, laborers, friends, sometimes to reduce weedicide. But that weedicide, it says it's not much advisable.
Wow. When farming and teaching is stressful, how do you cope?
When farming and teaching is stressful,
when there is a period that you feel, Charlie, these two things I'm combining is too stressful, what keeps you still going on?
At the initial stage, when you go to school, that's when I was teaching at the basic school. You know, when I go to school, I have to close at 3. To be in the school from 6:30 to 3.
Wow.
And then you are not having any time. By the time you get home, and then you get home, you walk from where you stay to where, from school to home. When you get to home, even walking back to school, it becomes a problem, because the school, where I stay wasn't closer to where the school is. It's quite far a little bit. So by then it was difficult. But currently, that's the reason why I shifted from the basic level. I prefer going to the senior high. I mean, that's one of the reasons, in order to do my other activities. Because for the SHS, it's quite based on your timetable. If you don't have time, if you are not having any period on that particular time, I don't think you can be in the school, all right, but you will be there idle without doing. You will not be doing anything. But if I will be there idle without doing anything, then if I have time, I have to rush there and then. So the only problem that I'll be facing is when, our timetable, when the Akada prepare the timetable, and then the timetable, like the morning 7:30, we are starting the lesson, but I have first period at 7:30. You have to stay in case you have next period maybe from 12.
Yeah.
Then you have to stay in the school.
Sure.
So that 12. And maybe if you're not fortunate, you have to go for lunch, and after lunch you have the next period.
Yeah.
So meaning the whole of that day, you can't go home and go to farm and come for the next period. So you have to be in school the whole day. But if you are lucky, you are fortunate that my period will be continuous from this class. I'm going to this class and I'm going to this class. So by 2, I'm done with my class. Then you can go and do other work.
Okay. What advice would you give to teachers who want to start farming?
Some of them have the mindset of stealing. So I will tell them, the matter, they should forget about the tips and concentrate. Master, no matter how the situation, you will get your part. So I will tell them, I will encourage them to continue, do it, invest in it, and it's helpful. Even at the your age level where you going on retire and other stuff, you will even get some money, like the palm nut trees, for instance. You get some amount of money from it, because when it is matured enough, you have to sell it to those who are doing into palm wine typer for them to sell it down. So when it happens like that, we don't currently a matured one is 100 cedis. So assuming if you have 200 of it,
that's 1 tree.
Yes, one is 100 cedis. So assuming you have 200 of it, it's a number of money.
Sure.
So let's invest in it and then do it alongside. By the time you get to that your age of 60 or 65, by the time you go on your retire age, by that time you can sell it alongside and then add the money to your money to do something else.
In case someone in government or not in government that has the capacity to support you is watching this particular interview, what kind of support will you need?
Currently, the kind of support that we need financial support. One of the support that we need is financial support. That's what I'm saying.
What exactly
and
do
then
you need it for?
I need it for. That's what I'm saying. Now, getting a piece of land like this, 5 acres, to farm on it is not easy. It's not. They don't give it to you on silver platter. Currently, it costs about, someone can give an acre to you about 20,000, right? So recently someone called me that he have 3 acres and he said 80,000. Look, so if we are getting that huge, if we are getting that kind of support, we can invest in a number of farm activities by basing on our strengths alone. This is what my strength can. This is what I can do. So that's what I'm doing for them. So if we can get financial support, it will be helpful. And then in case someone will also help us, I do produce palm oil. I do produce palm oil. So if someone can help me, like I heard recently Captain Smart brought someone to Onye TV and last year, early this year or so. And then the fellow was saying that he do export the palm oil to Nigeria and other stuff. So if we can get someone who purchase the palm oil and other stuff, because in some season, it becomes, you get the product, and then getting someone to purchase it even become a problem for you. So if we can get someone who can purchase it for us and other stuff, a good connection that, after this, gather it. If you have 20 or 30 barrel, you can send it to this place and link us to a correct link. I think it will be helpful.
If someone wants to partner with you, are you open for that?
We are open. I'm open myself. I'm open. So
partnership in terms of maybe products. Maybe someone have machines. For farming. Are you open for that?
We are open. And I'm open for that.
And fertilizer and the likes.
I'm open.
Where can we reach you? Do you have social media handles?
For now, I'm not on any social media handle for now, but I'm planning to have 1 or 2.
If you don't mind, can you share your phone number?
My phone number 0247 505024 0247 5050 24.
This should be quick answers. Farming or teaching, which one pays better?
Which one pays
better?
We say the teaching, because the farming is yearly based. So for now, I'll maintain the basic. Because
chalkboard or cutlass?
Chalkboard or cutlass? I will need the trouble.
Okay. Early morning class or early morning farm?
Hey, I prefer the early morning class, early morning farm. Hey,
Which one
Masa,
word can you use to describe farming in Ghana?
me, I would say farming is enjoyable.
Okay, that's very good, and that's encouraging. In one sentence, how would you motivate someone who thinks farming is for failures?
Oh, farming is not for failures, but farming is another source of income. So whether you are a failure or not, you have another way of getting your daily bread. So we shouldn't think that farming is for failures.
Yeah.
Because if you do and do it well, invest it well, Charlie, you can get a huge money out of it.
Okay.
So it's not for failures.
Your final words for students, teachers, and Ghanaians.
My final words, I will say that this aspect, let me say it in P.
Okay.
Because since from the beginning up to date, we have been speaking the English.
Sure.
Rebecca said, "Ebusha yada munyi na wase." Edi nkan catch them say, "Obi bia opeso ode ne ho wura kuaye mu no. Fa ho wura mu yi na ebeboa wo. Yade ho ehye kuaye mu a ebeboa ma aduane ho enye yende. Ya ye fie mu benye aduane, waduane sem betumi aboa wo. Ya ba adwuma yi wo ku say a teacher for edi nkan teacher for if say be teacher ni ti. Rebecca say, "Eboa ma unya wo niema nketenkete bi na wakotua na mbra no." Na che se wo nsan fa usika enfan anasa wakotua ne nsan kogina se bodi kwakoto aduane banche bode da bi sa ne ma no wo bi wo na aboa ma wabra ba so wakọ anim ti no unya aduane a bible se unya de obedi ni de obenum a de na aka ti se nyame boye ne nya de obedi ni de obenum a wo efuo mu se ya na de aka ne se ye de esika no betuma tue school fees na ye de hwe ya anka se ya bra bo ye de peda bi asi atrem na we de so kakra beba mu ye de support ye ho wa ha na ha kakra ko wade embo ye nyina na ye nyina ye mbombo de se ye de hu be hye kwaye mu na eboa ma kwaye ni gina ebe ma obia eho ato no ebe ma brante aboba wa brante obi bia ewura mu a beboa ma edwuma ye akosoro na nyame nso abehye ne ho animonyam wo yade ye gina.
Very good.
Na pay we nyame o hye gina.
Amen. Very good. So everyone, you have heard our brother's story as I started. If you have a regular source of income and wants to add more, you should start thinking outside the box, because nowadays it's very difficult to rely on just one source of income. So let's all try to make Ghana a place worth living in. Until the next episode, I will see you again.